I don't know if your okay just made it to the thing or not.
Yes, it did.
I take it that means we do have sound.
Yeah, we do.
Yay. It's really weird. I hit a button and my whole screen's resized. All right, let's do this. Hello and welcome. This is Kevin, also known as AWOL, and we are working on. Wait, let me hit the same thing here. We are working on this pink and purplish bag still. I don't think we'll finish it tonight. We'll probably finish this next week, but we'll see how far we can get. Before we get too into this, I do want to remind everybody we still have the secret word game where you can win these two great bracelets. All you have to do is say the right thing in the chat and then you win. Kind of that easy, really. And we are joined by my lovely wife, Mandy. And for some odd reason, there we go. I did not have the chat thing working, which would have been really difficult for me to keep up with whatever you guys are saying. So, got that working. Yay! The secret word game might last to the end of the year. Yes, it might actually last to the end of the year, which would be crazy, but that's what Phil has been kind of rooting for. So, I don't know. We'll see what happens. All right. Oh, it's like everybody showed up early today. That's awesome. Hello, guys. It is. It's candy season around here. I might actually break into a bag of the candy corns before the night's out. We'll see. Yeah, I kind of forgot how much I really hate having hair hanging into my face. Seriously. Yeah, Mandy's got a cool little bat, which is awesome. Oh, you're still looking for your needle? That's so funny. You're like, careful stepping on the floor. In my headphones, I have let the bodies hit the floor. So that's the opposite message completely, which is kind of funny. Yeah, that's how you find it for sure. Uh, so how has everybody been this week? Everybody having good times? The fact that you can come off of the magnetic needle minder is sort of like that's just incredible. That's like That's like a needle with skills. I'm kind of fortunate though, because over here, um, we don't have like a lot of carpets. Like there's a carpet, out in the living room, like a square piece or whatever, but most of the floor is just tile. So if I were to drop a needle, I would hear it. If it makes it to the floor, if it didn't like just stick to my jeans or my shirt or something, I would hear it land. So, if it you having carpeting though, that's just yeah, that's scary. That's not fun. You disconnected. Oops. I don't know. I don't think we did much. Oh no. That's kind of too bad about the Wi-Fi. Speaking of things dying, I have a light that should be in the back that decided it doesn't want to cooperate any longer, which is a bit of a bummer. The weirdest part is that how it attaches to Google says that it uses an app that doesn't seem to actually have any other lights attached to it, which makes me wonder like that doesn't seem like that's the right app for it. Like I'm really confused as to how to get this thing back online. It doesn't have any markings on it to say what brand it is, and it seems like Google managed to get it all confused and put in like the wrong whatever. So I don't know what to do. For future reference, though, I think I'm going to have to make like a spreadsheet and say like if we have different manufacturers of these lights, it's the smart light, right? If we have different manufacturers, then I'm going to have to like put down, in this room it has this, uses what software, that kind of stuff. So yeah. Seriously, trying to catch up on the comments. I don't know. I've missed stuff. I'm confused. The worst part is it's all like super tiny text. Something changed in the settings, and suddenly all the letters are like really teeny tiny. Wait, we have new people here? What? Oh, we've named this. We've named the bat. Okay, I get it now. Yeah, I would love to have like a whole skeleton thing to add into this whole stuff behind me. But then there's the whole where do you put it for the rest of the year? And yeah, that's why I kind of went minimalistic with the webs. And have you seen there's a Instagram account where it's like it's supposed to be a woman who is the skeleton and she goes on all kinds of shenanigans and you'll see her with wine glasses and you see her doing all kinds of stuff. It's really pretty hilarious. I don't know, I don't remember what the handle is. As close, yeah, right. Yeah, it's making me insane. I'm not a big fan of hair hanging in my face. I was more of a mullet kind of guy. Yeah, well, I didn't do any makeup here tonight, so that's. Well, you can use this wig afterwards. You can try it out, see how you look with this thing. Actually, this isn't Wednesday. This is the package said midweek.
Midweek. That is Wednesday.
Oh. It is not Mandy's job to do my makeup. I am perfectly capable of doing makeup. Used to mess around with eyeshadow and stuff back in the 80s. It's a long time to the next Halloween. We can ponder the possibility of going all, you know, makeup-y next one. I'm glad at least somebody got that. I was holding back that little bit of humor just to be silly. It does not say midweek on it. It said something goth something. I don't know. Yeah, I did the whole eyeliner and eyeshadow, darken up my eyes real good. It was a crazy time back then. I had a girl tell me, and this is no lie, a girl I actually really liked said that if she could do her makeup as well as I could, that she would have no trouble getting men, which was a little bit disappointing because I really kind of wanted her to get with me. Um, Also, kind of cool that she thought that I did my makeup really well. I don't know. Now I kind of want to see a picture of Adam Lambert to see how this compares to what I used to do. Wait, send it over in WhatsApp. I want to see. I need, I need to understand the references.
In where?
In WhatsApp,
Okay.
and instead you send me a link.
Oh, you wanted a picture?
Yes, just a
But
photo.
there's so many.
Just give me one as an example so I can see. Because kind of,
Okay.
I kind of know where the thought had started for mine, but then
Okay. Uh, Menu just sent one.
I got to jump out of one conversation, pop into the other. Okay, yeah, it was a bit like that. So yeah, it kind of started out with an Alice Cooper thing, but then I kind of toned it back a little bit because Alice Cooper's was so absolutely dark. But yeah, that's totally the mind you, at the time, my hair was absolutely radical. I'll try to find photos. I'll I'll bring that along next week. We can have a laugh over that. I think I have some photos from that era. Spiky belts and tight jeans and yeah. If I'm not mistaken, there my hair was kind of permed with had the mousse gel stuff in it. Pretty outrageous. Yeah, I imagine it's kind of hard to picture me back in those days, but in those days, like I I cried once after getting my hair done and not being able to do anything with it the next day. It was curling and doing weird stuff. Um, it was really really bad, and yeah, I cried and I didn't go to school because I it was so bad. Yeah, I'll find some '80s pictures. Maybe I'll if I find enough, I'll do like a whole montage, and then we'll just play that for fun over here. Right, right. Not 100%. I'm pretty sure though, if you guys want, there is a link in the description that's supposed to show you the web page where the pattern for this is. This is remarkably easy. Although for some strange reason, this particular pattern is taking longer than the bag we did before it. Despite having the same number of strings, for some odd reason, this one just doesn't go as quick, and I can't explain that. I have it's long straight rows like I like. There's no having to look at the pattern all the time to see where I'm at. So like all the normal things that hold it up, yeah, this doesn't have any of that. And yet for some reason it's taking longer. I don't know why. Oh, do we have a bot? We ever even try the bot? Nice. Well, it's nice to see that the bot's back to working. This is good news. The bot has basically, from my understanding, has gotten some upgrades, and that might be why he was broken, was that they were messing with the code. But he now has the ability to band words and do other things. Like basically, it looks like they're trying to make him be a mod, which is, that's cool, I guess. I guess for the people who don't have like regulars, that's cool. Okay, there's an image in my head that I'm. Okay, now there's another image I have in my head. The question the rest of us were all too afraid to ask. I know how that girl. Oh my God, you guys are awesome. Oh, oh. So check this out. This is our watch hours. We actually got so far along that I had to make the numbers smaller because the 524 wouldn't fit with the font that we used to use. So how cool is that? But that no longer even matters because a couple of days ago, Google made the announcement that the requirements have been lowered for Singapore. So now all I have to do is wait for that to take effect. They said this month. I don't know if they meant October or if they meant within like the next 30 days, but they said this month this would happen. So I have to wait for that, and then I have to wait for the approval thing. Like they just make sure that the content isn't, you know, somehow bad or whatever. I don't know. I don't. Well, I did hear that one person, like I follow a thing over on Reddit, one person got denied it because they said that the videos were, for lack of better words, I can't think of what they actually said, but it was like repetitive or something. Like all the videos were the same. which I think the person was trying to do like tutorials in um Phil will know the program. What's the program that does the 3D stuff that the free one, the free 3D make stuffs? I don't know. But essentially I guess his videos were pretty much all seemingly the same things. So they were like, nah. Yeah, so now yeah, no, not AutoCAD, but close. Um I used to play with the app. I tried to learn it. I can't think of Blender. Yes. See, I knew Phil would know that one. Hilarious. Um, so yeah, I don't know. So the GIMP thing, yeah, they might. Okay, my channel is if my channel was listed as for children and I kept mentioning the software I use to do the artwork, which is GIMP, and notice I mentioned that also that way I wasn't just like arbitrarily throwing that word out there. Um, then yes, there might be a bit of a problem, but there are plenty of channels out there who teach how to use GIMP and other Photoshop like programs. So no, that should not be a problem. Oh man, I did it one too soon. All right, drink up, people. I did the one that crosses over one not too soon, which would have made things not line up, and I would have been very upset. But yeah, I tried to learn Blender. It's one of those programs that can do so many things, which automatically makes it impossible to learn how to do anything on it. Yeah. Yeah, maybe Rainbow should just be like the designated drinker. So how many of there are there? There's 8 people here. Okay, Rainbow, that'll be 8 shots. So yeah, um, when the channel does, if it does manage to become monetized, which I see no reason it should, I have a lot of work ahead of me because there's all kinds of cool stuff like the merch that you can add to like the description area. There's a members only area that becomes available, like all kinds of stuff, which I know absolutely nothing about. They don't show you what the controls to these things look like until you actually get it. So I just fear that I have like a ton more work ahead of me because I mean, you guys don't realize it. I do a lot of different stuff. Like I make the videos and I edit the video and I do the web pages and the descriptions and just there's a whole bunch of like things. Nice. Oh man, I used to really like where the White Russians. I kind of forgot that like that was a thing that yeah, I used to like those. And mudslides. Oh my God, those are dangerous. Those just go down like so easy. Oh, so yeah, my channel is not listed as like a kid's one. It's an adult channel. Which is weird because I imagine that most people first looking into doing bracelets are pretty young or whatever. But I made sure that I put in there in case, swear words and other whatever adult things that we might get into talking about. So yeah. It does sound, but it's, it was just to cover my rear because I know I know that I have slipped up and swore. There was a recent time where I thought maybe I had mentioned the photo editing tool because there was a bleeped out thing, but no, it was swearing. It was, because I was going through and checking out the closed captions on one of the live streams, which makes me wonder why they don't have a tool for YouTube to be able to go back through the live streams and be able to bleep stuff out. Because that would be really handy. Like they have all these other kind of tools. Why can't I just, or maybe I re-upload the audio where I beep out things as needed? I don't know. It would be kind of cool. Yeah, there was probably a lot more back in the. Yeah, I've been trying to do better. It's I swear this thing is cutting off blood flow. Ugh. Yeah. Okay. Hang on. Stretch, 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 stretch. It's kind of too far back. Hang on. Okay, so what's this guy get a name? Oh my God, he is so much warmer though. Oh, I'm gonna die over here, guys. What the hell? Yeah, the funny thing is I was kind of late to the game when I learned how to do bracelets. I was probably 19 or so, 20. Yeah, I've got the air conditioner just blasting, and I am absolutely roasting to death under this thing. So there's that. Mr. What? What?
Mr. Spooks.
Spoops?
Spooks.
Sure. Yeah, I kind of feel like this is like straight out of like an anime or something, but at least it's not as scratchy. Yeah, I don't know. Yeah, it might be wings because I think the other little things, I think those are the ears. So it's
So
like
those are the horns.
I don't know. I didn't have time to make up a bunch of lore about this before coming into
So
this.
Jeremiah's oops.
Yes. I can see that this was my mistake and I should have considered this much sooner. Uh, Yeah, I'm trying to picture Pikachu doesn't have big ears. How does that work? That seems wrong.
The one comes up straight and the other one kind of flops.
So I'm going to see if just arbitrarily it seems to be any faster if we do the row instead of doing taking two rows around at a time, if we do just one at a time and see if there's any significant difference stuff. Oh, we need to finish this other pink row. Eh. I feel like the document needs to be created so that way when Sir Jeremiah Spoops, I don't know, I can't even say his name, when he comes back next year, um, we can continue on with the lore and yeah. No, no, I'm down. We're totally down with this. Oh, where are we not? Uh, uh, oh, we are just a few days away from what I think is going to be one of my funniest videos. Um, it drops at whatever, I guess it's our midnight. It drops at midnight on Halloween. I guess it's got to be our midnight, right? Because our regular videos drop at noon. So yeah, that's wait. So if it drops at midnight our time, what time is that in like America and stuff? Is that the 30th?
Noonish the day before.
Fair enough. Wow. So you actually kind of, so being a very Halloween based thing, it is actually showing up rather early for the viewers on that side of the world, but it's still hilarious. Yeah, if you're from where I'm from, we kind of call the eve of Halloween, we call that Devil's Night. Basically, it's a night where a lot of Detroiters help the city in removing the abandoned homes via the use of matches. Like there's a whole hundreds and hundreds and hundreds of homes that are abandoned and are they have the warning signs on there like don't go in there and hazardous and all that kind of stuff, and they just light them up. I don't know like which year like had the most fires, but I know that it was often well into the hundreds. Yeah, Phil lived a lot closer to all those fires than I did. Well, I lived for a little while, way down in Detroit. So yeah, that was the thing. Birthday fire was arson was a thing before city state level parties for young people became policy. Yeah, that might be a little bit of it. I don't kind of know if there was like I don't think it was a political thing. I mean, okay. So Detroit would light things on fires. Devil's Night out in the suburbs, out where I grew up, it was a lot more prankish things like TPing people's trees, smearing wax or peanut butter into the screen door of the house. Trying to think of some of the other pranky things they would do. Oh, there was the taking a baggie of dog poop and putting it on somebody's porch, lighting it on fire, and then ringing the doorbell. So when they come out, they see fire and they go to stamp it out. You end up with dog poo on your foot. Trying to think, there was, I'm sure there was a lot of other like less, more or less, things going on. But yeah, Detroit was just notorious with the fires. It was just crazy. Then they had, then they came out with Angels Night, where they tried to relabel it, where groups of people were out trying to make sure that they stop the arsons and try to whatever. Yeah. Yeah, when I heard like the number of fires that Singapore has, I was like, wait, what? That doesn't make I couldn't fathom. They literally have like less than a dozen per year. And they are twice the size of Detroit. Detroit has hundreds on a normal night, and then Devil's Night was like completely out of control. Like I don't have the means to pull it up without like stopping everything I'm doing, but it used to be pretty insane. Hopefully it's better. I mean, a lot of the city seems to be rebuilding and getting kind of nice and stuff again. So hopefully it's not like it used to be.
Did they run out of things to burn?
Well, they so I think people waited until the value of property got so low that like they keep swooping in, bought it up cheap, redeveloped it, and made it kind of nice. So, but you know, they had to wait. There were so many buildings that were built, you know, late 1800s kind of stuff that they had to wait until those were pretty much cleared out before, you know, wanting to actually do something nice and new about it. So, and a lot of those houses are just absolute kindling. Like they are just really old, dry, rotted out wood and ugh. Well, Chicago had the advantage of having one big ass fire to take everything down. And then, you know, they started over from there. But Chicago is really weird. Like, there's an area of Chicago where walking around feels as safe as Singapore. Wander out of that area, and that warm, happy feel, all gone. And the area that I'm talking about, like unbelievably like I saw like all kinds of like wonderful cool things and art displays, and there's like a train thing going on and stuff, and I was just like, how is this possible? How is this stuff not getting stolen? This would be, you know, absolutely stolen in Detroit. But it turns out that this area is so loaded with police officers, and it's so well protected that they don't have that trouble. But again, out of that area, and it doesn't take far. It's not that huge of an area. Um, and yeah, it's a whole nother story. You know, they made this area like family friendly, and they've got the Sheds Aquarium, and they have the fountain from Married with Children, and it's really cool. Um, but yeah, you get out of there, and suddenly it's a whole different city. So the plan is that tonight's live stream is going to end at midnight, guys. So yeah, it's just this is not going to go to some 1 a.m. or anything crazy. Just a heads up in case anybody's trying to figure out when to run off and get snacks, or I don't know, whatever you guys are doing. Yeah, it is a really unfortunate about the small areas because I I don't know if you guys follow like the news in America quite well. You probably don't nearly as much as I do. Um, but Chicago has had a quite a number of difficulties um, with crime rates and stuff, and of course it's just outside of that area. Like that one area is just so well protected. It's really weird. Right. A giant inflatable pumpkin? Oh, we need to see pictures of giant inflatable pumpkins. That's Oh no, they finally got their Speaker of the House. This guy is a piece of work who thinks that America needs the values of the 1800s. And that when America got away from those kind of values is when everything went bad for them. They wants to, he believes that all of the abortions were potential people that could have been added to the workforce, which would have changed everything for America. Which I have news for him. There's a whole bunch of people that would like to replace that workforce right at your border. I'm saying that sounds like a pretty easy fix. Oh wait, he doesn't like the people from there. So yeah, yeah, he's absolutely against abortion. He's against um, gay marriage. He says that once you legalize that, boy, America is just going to be absolutely devastated by the whatever that does. I don't even know. A guy is such a freak. Yeah. Yeah, it's just the same rhetoric from these people. Oh, and he thinks that there was fraud in Georgia, and refused to say that the election was fairly won by Joe Biden. So they basically lined up a guy to try to take the election next time around, which I'm pretty sure that Trump will be in jail by then. But they're they're actually debating. Now this is mind blowing, guys. They are debating whether or not because there's nowhere was it written whether or not a person could be elected to be the president of the United States while serving time in jail. That's actually being debated right now in America because they do anticipate that he's actually going to go to jail. So now the question is, because he's sort of like the front runner in the polls, can he run the country from a cell? And then, or could he then just become president and pardon himself? These, it's it's difficult to make this stuff up. Like you couldn't, right? Like nobody in the right mind would think that that's plausible. Oh, wait, today is the 28th, right? So Monday, there is a hearing going on, and I'm absolutely going to be glued to my phone doing the refresh thing to see what happens. Where there's some, I think it's a 14th Amendment, basically disqualifies you from being on the ballot to be president if you participated in an insurrection. And so there is a trial in, I think it's Colorado, that's doing it first. Michigan has one as well, but I don't know when the date of theirs is. But yeah, this is just crazy stuff. Yeah, right. Yeah, I don't understand a lot of what's going on over there. It doesn't make any sense. When I grew up, when I was a child, there was this whole thing about, honor and decency and whatever. Like, Nixon got caught recording people and, trying to record conversations so he could hold things over people's heads. And once discovered, he's like, hey, instead of being prosecuted or whatever, I'll just resign. Like that was a thing. Like you had to have honor. You had to be decent, whatever. Now it's like they just do the crimes. Like George Santos just had a thing. He's a guy from New York who he's on a whole bunch of felony charges, like 30 some odd charges, for like he got the donors' credit card numbers and then just started like taking more money out, you know, just doing all kinds of weird stuff. He just went to trial yesterday and they gave him a court date for September of next year. Why he gets to keep doing crimes and doing things for almost a whole nother year, I just doesn't make any sense. I don't get it. Yes, yes, he's the multiple identities guy. Yes, yes, and who's done drag queen stuff and yeah, yeah. Mandy, can you give the strings links?
Sure.
Yeah. Oh, and the Santos guy is the guy who said that he had some, was it his mom or somebody that he said? It was a family member. I don't remember what family member was kidnapped by Chinese nationalists, which turned out to be a complete lie. His family had never been kidnapped. Like somebody did a little bit of research, very little research, didn't take much to find out like that never happened. Absolutely. I've never heard of any kind of news like this before in my life. Like it just doesn't, I just, wow. Well, we're happy that you have joined us. Yeah. Well, it's almost like a hobby for me now. Like I really just get curious as to what are they doing now? It's like a weird sitcom that just doesn't even seem to be real. Um, just I can't help but to see what is going on now. Oh, did they ever catch the shooter in Maine? That's that was a thing. They had a shooter in Maine, um, and the new uh, House Speaker, instead of like actually proposing to do anything productive, he just had a little prayer meeting with a few other senators to pray the evil away because yeah, yeah. Oh, was he found dead? Yeah, I know he was suicidal. They had he had put out a note or whatever, and they were checking houses and worried. Yeah. Well, in my mind, prayer is basically you're doing nothing. You're just like this is all I'm willing to do is to sit here and take some time and have a thought about it without actually trying to make an effort to make change, to do something, to bring about anything. Like they just and then, like everybody points out, like there are people who are mentally troubled in all kinds of other countries, UK or Canada or whatever, but those places don't have mass shootings. Go figure. They must be doing something different. Crazy. Yeah, there's been a lot of talk about that. Like that's something that really concerns me, that America might face a civil war. Um, yeah, that's and that's a terrifying prospect. Seriously. Oh, and you have a guy in the Senate, not the House, the Senate, who is blocking the promotions to all of the various military positions. Like there's no head of the Navy and all the other whatevers like they're supposed to be because there's a Republican blocking it. And the main reason is they want to be able to have the military um in favor in case they do have this civil war thing. They want to be able to take it in a coup and have. I mean, have you ever seen those other countries that do this, right? You need to have the military to shut up the people who actually feel their vote was taken. Yeah, it's a little bit terrifying, honestly. I would really be very, very worried if I still lived in the US. Mind you, I would probably own a shotgun so I could protect my own. But yeah, I don't need an AR-15. It's just insane. Well, these same people want, like, Biden investigated for money that they received, like his son received from other countries. But then when you ask them, okay, so what about the money that Jared received from Saudi Arabia? Oh, no, that's not a thing. That's not even, he probably earned it. Like, the hypocrisy is just absolutely rampant. Oh my God. Yeah. Yeah. Give me a shotgun and a sword. Are you referring to Kid Rock and the beers that he shot up? Because that was pretty funny. Kid Rock got mad at Bud Light because gay beer. Swear to God, you just can't even make up like some of the ridiculous things. A modern day Paul Revere running through the streets. The red caps are coming. The red caps are coming. Oh, and candy corn.
Right.
So yeah, because you guys won't be able to actually see me on Halloween for the video, there was actual candy corn used for the video. It turns out I probably didn't really actually have to physically have it as a prop, but it got me into character. And that was the important part, right? That's what we needed, was me in character, so that the acting could come forth and be this brilliant. Yeah, you guys will see. We can talk about it next week. It'll be fun. It was. If you remember, the whole thing started when I had the idea for the video. Like that was going to be the thing. Like I needed to have it had to be candy corn. Yes.
This is when you wave like an ear or something, or wing, whatever it is.
Yes. It was a muse. Was it the muse? Me. Wait. So the no, I think the muse sparked and said that it had to be there, and I accepted the muse's whatever and said yes, this will be how it works. And the funny thing is like immediately when I came up with the whole idea, like it's almost exactly how the video goes. And like I had the idea and it was candy corn in the idea, and I'm like, yeah, okay, I'm gonna run with that. And Mandy like offered up some other ideas of like candies that I guess she preferred, and I'm like, no, it had to be candy corn. I don't. It was really funny, but yeah. Oh, and you guys will have to watch the video a number of times to catch the amount of layers of depth that I added to this thing. Like I really went kind of all out on the production. So there's all kinds of things kind of going on that makes it funnier. Like every time you notice something else, it'll just be that much funnier, honestly. Oh, and that kind of reminds me too. It's in case in case the day comes around and you can't find it, it doesn't like automatically pop up in your shorts. I think it's actually titled Candy Corn for Brains. Yeah, it's not. I don't always go all in on video edits and try to do silly things and stuff, but um, this one came up early enough. I had time enough to do it. It did set back some of the whole video production stuff in order to pull it off, but I was pretty stoked. And yeah, when I finally decided the day had come to do it, there was Well, it was one of those kind of things too, where I spent a lot of time figuring out like, okay, in order to do this, what are the steps? What do I shoot first? Whatever. Like, yeah, yeah, that's fair. I'll accept that. That's yeah. All right. Well, have a good night. I don't even know. Oh yeah, it's 11 after 11. We got about a little more than 45 minutes here, so. Oh, and I don't know if you guys noticed, but we did manage to fix the audio, I think, this time around, where Mandy doesn't sound like, she's coming to us via tin can.
No tin can this time?
No tin can this time. Yeah, I wasn't, I, I have something preventing my thoughts from fully like doing the maths. My my brain, I think, is actually roasting under this thing. Like I can't even tell you how many of these little chevron shapes I've done in this lighter color. I'm absolutely just nope, I don't know. Do, 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 do. Yeah, Mandy helped pick out this stuff. Mandy physically went there to the store with me and went, "Ooh, yes, you will suffer. I mean, you will look great with that." I suddenly pictured the little brain cell sitting back in the sauna going, "Yeah, wow, check it out." I could use a spa day. How do I make sure that this thing isn't feeding on the brain cells?
No idea. No guarantees.
Poor little guy's probably starving to death. It's a bat, I think. Got little wings. Yeah, it's kind of hard to tell with the background. There's a fan behind her that sort of makes it a little difficult. Wait, the bat has the name Oscar, yes. I was gonna say, I think we named that one already. Oh, look, there we go. Yeah, I can kind of see it because like it's a small screen in front of me. So like I totally saw it. Like it's yeah, the wings do look like it could be the spider legs. Like that, totally get it. So somehow it does kind of feel. I'm not 100% sure. I probably have to go back to the other videos and like time out how long it takes to do a double row. But for somehow it does feel like it went a lot faster just doing one row around, and I don't have a logical explanation for that. A million points. That's awesome. Did you notice that back here we have a jack-o'-lantern? Wait, I can do the we went way out with this. So the lag between actually doing things and it showing up on the screen is killing me. Yeah, I can kind of partially see that, but I also kind of see the whole um like most of the time the studio is used for shooting videos, not just the live streams. If there was a way of being able to kind of bounce back and forth, then I could see doing some silly stuff. But I think it dates like when videos were shot, and because I do try to shoot videos in advance, I try to um, not do that. Although I think there's a possibility, like I was talking about earlier. So like there's a thing when you get like to a certain level with YouTube where you can have um, a members only thing where you can then have live streams that are strictly for your members, right? And part of what I'm envisioning for this is that pretty much anytime I'm recording, right? Like if I'm doing a bracelet design or whatever it is, whenever I'm recording, to also broadcast that in a stream to those whatever subscribers, those members and stuff. So that's kind of my thought. So like those people would definitely automatically know, like, exactly how far ahead I am because they'll see what's getting made. They won't see the edit, because that's on a schedule thing and that goes up public, for everybody. But they would actually see it getting shot. So that would be a reason to become a member. I don't know. It seems kind of fun to me. I don't know. Oh, and then they too would also see the full length version of me doing the making videos. Like if you've seen, like I do videos where I actually make the bracelet from the pattern that I've created, and typically I shorten those things down to around 20 minutes by speeding it up. Um, but obviously, when I'm recording it just like this, like regular whatever. I have to speed it up. So the members section would be able to actually witness it at the normal speed and be able to actually talk to me because the audio or whatever isn't used in that part of the video. So I'd be able to actually talk and do the whole thing or whatever. So yeah, it's be a lot more behind the scenes. Exactly. So yeah, and in order to actually even pull all this off, obviously it's going to be me having to get through a learning curve because I don't know how you change the settings or do anything to be able to make that particular stream strictly to the members, right? I have no idea how any of this stuff works. So yeah, like I said, like this whole thing has me a little bit on edge because, you know, I don't want to try like start watching the videos, the tutorials on how to do this yet because it'll obviously be stuff that I can't like hit the buttons or learn anything to actually do it. And I'm like more of a see and do kind of guy than to memorize the whole how what the settings are going to be or what you're supposed to do. Like so yeah, I'm going to have to wait for it to actually happen and then it may take a little while for anything to happen. But yeah. Yeah, it'll be like check boxes and stuff. Yeah, so like I don't know what happens inside of OBS. Like there's going to be something like in OBS when I go to the start streaming, it asks if we want to create one or use one that's already in existence. And I don't know if I'll have to kind of make it up in advance so that way I can have the settings right, or I don't know how that works. But yeah, there'll be something to it. So yeah. But the fact that they actually lowered the numbers to make it easier is awesome. Like that's going to be, you know, we're well over the 3,000 hours needed for this new whatever they call that, and you needed to have 500 subscribers, and I have what over 2,750. So yeah. Yeah, I imagine I probably will still keep the Patreon thing going. Um, if I can, I see. This is something I don't know. If I can gift the members on the YouTube, that's something else I want to look into. So I want to make it so that way, if you are a Patreon supporter or have been a Patreon supporter, that you can just automatically become the member for the YouTube. If not, I don't know how I will do it. I because I kind of want that to be a thing, but I don't know what the I I wanted to make it so that way you could gift the Patreon, but that doesn't work either. I don't know. It's weird. Like, okay, gifting it, I potentially by right could pay for a subscription for somebody else. But if I do that, I don't get 100% of the money back. Patreon keeps a percentage of the money that goes into them. They say it's for taxes, but I mean, come on, I don't. They have to know that there's no way the little bit of income I'm earning from them is enough to warrant me having to pay that in taxes. It doesn't make any sense at all, you know. Oh, and plus they also keep their cut for, providing their service. So
And the credit card fees too.
kind of like that, yeah. I'm like, how did Stream Elements? Oh, she said Patreon. Like, how did it know to put the thing right there? Amazing. I am seriously, the brain is cooking over here. But that's it's I don't know what a Ko-Fi is. Yeah, I'm sure that YouTube's yeah. Well, I know that YouTube, the split and the for the videos for all of the ads and stuff, there's a 50-50 sort of split or whatever to it. But I don't know like if they charge for the super chat or if they charge for the members thing. Oh, and they also do a charity thing. That's another thing that opens up is the ability to do, I don't know if it's streams or videos. I think it's streams to raise money for charities, which is pretty cool. It seems weird that somebody like that, I mean, if PayPal's taking for money for taxes, then why not the MasterCard and all the other, banking things like that? Like it doesn't, it's kind of weird. That doesn't make sense to me. That just seems like a weird money grab kind of thing. Because I'm imagining like let's say for me like um who basically has had such a little of an income um that like the little couple dollars or whatever that you know that Patreon has taken for me, like if I don't claim it or whatever, what's to say that Patreon isn't just putting that money in their own pocket, right? Unless specifically the IRS says, excuse me, hey, excuse me, this guy says that he paid $100 in taxes, and he didn't make that much money, so we're going to give him $100, but we want that $100 from you. And then they were like, oh, right. I was meaning to do that. Here's the $100. Thank you. And then they just keep every time that nobody asks for it, kind of thing. Like that's how it seems to me that these companies, and why they're invoking it, is that if nobody says anything, it's just extra change that they keep in their pocket. So I don't think we'll make it all the way around with this row tonight, but we can get it started. Got all the way around with that the lighter color though. That was kind of cool. Yeah, well, if they showed how much income I earned, I am still well below the amount where I actually even have to pay my first dollar towards taxes. So, like, if they sent in, saying, hey, you know what, Kevin made this much money, um, I'm sure somebody at the IRS goes, that's it? The poor bastard. Yeah, maybe they just throw it in the pot and hand it off to the governments, just so that way the government doesn't look at them so much. Like, here's all this money we collected from everybody else. Right. Yeah, judging by Social Blade, I don't think that my channel is actually going to make so much um, that, well, I've always said if I could get this channel monetized, I would want to do more giveaways because I would be able to at least pay for the postage. I literally think that's the kind of income that the channel will generate, at least it's to begin with, is enough to, it will pay for some postage. Because looking at the Social Blade thing, the amount that it says that I would earn monthly is sort of laughable. I am so warm. I So I wear a light t-shirt, right? Just a tank top. And I have the air conditioner turned down to like 21 degrees. I'm still dying over here. Yeah, but the whiskery hair thing on the forehead and eyebrows. Like I already have trouble with the eyebrows. You have no idea, man. Ugh. Plus I'm pretty sure the wig is not made for somebody with as big of a nugget as mine, and the tightness was definitely going to give me a headache. Yeah, I was totally going to do. It was the plan. The original plan was to go halfway. I was going to go to 11 with the wig and then switch off at 11 from 11 to 12 with the hat. That was the plan. Um, but my head was getting squeezed, and we tried to find a blonde afro. Did we not? Didn't I told Mandy while we were there with a blonde afro. Did not find one. Yeah, the difference between the two pinks is so minuscule. You can't really see that that's a thing there. I mean, it really, well, it kind of almost shows up more on the camera than it does to my eye, which is really, really weird. Like, I don't understand how that works, but yeah. Yes, it would have stayed away from the eyebrows. Yes. Well, okay, granted, we only went to one store that has a lot of different Halloween things. Um, we might have been able to have found the blonde wig had we like expanded the search. But in order to do that, like the places, like the distance between um, like okay, so the Singaporeans will get this. Everybody else would actually have to look at maps, but we would have to gone from Plaza Sing to um, what's the one on the river? What's the mall on the river that has the Halloween shop? Well, the the shop for cosplay
Which
dressing.
one?
It's on the river. We used to go there a lot. It's the one, oh, where the picture of me doing the giant sushi roll.
Oh, Central. Kaki.
Clucky. Yeah, we would have had to gone from Plaza Sing over to Clark Key area. It's the only other that's the only other costume place that really comes to mind for me. But and
I
that one
told you I
is
have a whole listicle on costume
oh,
places.
that's true. You did. I could probably have dealt with the ears a little bit. The key thing would be that it would be for a full size adult. Mind you, like even like finding hats and stuff are not necessarily easy for me because I really do have a pretty big nugget. Um, is what it is, man. It's
With one brain cell in there,
I
thinking
know,
around.
I know. Hang on. I think I have that. See if we can use the camera to try to zoom. Oh, this just says one size. That doesn't help. I don't know. It's big. In the after party, I'll pull out a measuring tape or use Mandy's. Mandy's got a turtle measuring tape. We'll actually find that out. Speaking of after party, after parties is available to Patreon supporters who kind of thought that the stream ended too soon and want to hear random stories, you know, like head size and God knows what we're snacking on and stuff like that. That happens directly after the stream. You know, yeah, that's a thing. So yeah, we all join over on Discord. So now I'm not knocking the 7 3/4, but if I were you, um, and I mean this in the nicest way, dude, I would not fit in a 7 3/4 hat because my hair would be so long, it would be like the photo from Ludacris. Yeah, that would totally be me, man. I always wanted a fro. I always thought that was the coolest thing ever. The idea of being able to go on a roller coaster and not have your hair get all messed up, that you didn't have to use, like when I was a kid, we'd go to church. I have to use that shit. I can't remember the name of the stuff. It's that the slogan was "A little dab'll do ya," and it was like greasy, awful stuff that you stick in your hair. Brillo cream. The brain cell came through there. Brillo cream. Yeah, they used to dab it up with the Brillo cream when I was a kid because I had a colic and I had this little bit in the back that would just stick right up. Dude, you have no idea, man. I used to spend so much time getting my hair to look awesome, like through high school and stuff, like even after high school. Yeah, I'm sure I'm absolutely sure that an afro is super hard to maintain, and that's why very few people actually go all poofed out with it, but it's still so cool. Yeah. I can't believe that we haven't hit the food segment of the evening yet. Like here it is. We're like, not far away from the end and nobody's like pizza or,
It's because my new one
muffins
is
and
sleep.
that's true. Or Pop Tarts. dreads are the most, oh my God, like that is the one thing I could never do. Like I had to comb out my hair frequently. I saw a dude, like a blonde white dude with this giant, it was like a foot off the back of his head. Like it was just like a giant boot, just one big huge clump mass of hair. And I was just like so revolting. Like I can't even, like there's just no way. Nope. It was, I'll see if I can find the picture later. Well, I'll show you this thing. It was, oh,
Is there a rat poking out of it?
I would not be surprised if he had bugs and stuff up in there. Like it was absolutely terrifyingly just nope. You were too early for the food at that point, Phil. You gotta, it's all about timing, man. It's like comedy. I saw a meme earlier where somebody was saying rather than popcorn, why couldn't they have like a bucket of chicken wings at the movie theaters? And somebody said you would not financially come back from paying for a bucket of chicken wings at a movie theaters. Yeah. Oh man. No. Yeah, that does not sound good, Rara. That's not. But can maintain them. I the people I've seen with dreads are not maintaining anything. They're just no. No, that's it's not good. Should be. Should be, right? Should be. But it you don't it doesn't it's not going to clean as easily, right? It's not going to get deep down in there and get the smell out, and like there's a smell to it at times. I mean, maybe not everybody, but the few people I have been around who had dreads, yeah. And you can't, yeah. You don't smell your own body. Your body protects you against things like that. But everybody else can. Everybody else knows. Yeah. No. No. Yeah, I'd much rather be bald than to have dreadlocks like that. I'll take my baldness. Thanks. I'll take baldness over comb overs. I don't understand. I still see people with comb overs periodically. And it's just like, why? But no, okay, yes, you can catch whiffs of yourself, but you can't smell it full time. Like I've told a story, like my sister lived in Pontiac, and in the basement they used to have rabbit hutches, and the smell in the basement was absolutely awful. Like it was terrible. And for the first 10, 15 minutes of going down there, it was like you were dying. But they would make us kids go down there to play. And after 15 minutes, you can't smell it anymore. It goes away. Your brain protects you against constant barragements of an odor. So, yeah. I've seen where was that? I think it was in Florida, a guy with dreadlocks that had, they're kind of like the flies that we get here, like in the bathrooms, like these little tiny flies, but his whole head Like they're kind of going in. It was so bad. It was so bad. I was at a gas station when, gonna get something to drink and whatever, and you could just see, oh man, it's so bad. Yeah, they say that you should dress up as something scary. Does sound scary. I'd have to find a really long red tie though. And then I'd have to do that thing where I stand, leaning way forward. So weird. I have a red hat, and people told me that I should stop wearing it so I don't get confused for the other red hat people, which really upset me because I went for a long time looking to own a red hat because Bart Simpson in some of the earlier episodes, that was his lucky hat, and the Animaniacs, he wore a red hat. So I got a Lacoste hat that's red, and then on the side of it, it's got the little gator, um, or crocodile, probably a crocodile, right? Whatever it is. Anyways, um, yeah, I have a red one. But then friends were telling me that, you know, I was looking a little bit too like the mega crowd. So I kind of feel like I should know which one is the red one. I know it's red and blue are the big main ones, especially out in like LA. But the Crips? Am I right? Is it the Crips? It's like testing my gangster knowledge here now. I feel really bad if I got it wrong. I would have. Oh, all right. So blood red and Crips are blue. See, I's not a gangster. Blue is Crips. So, yeah, see. It's a long time ago that I saw the movie Colors. My God, when was that movie? What? Can we look that up? When was the movie Colors? It sounds like bracelet makers movie.
1988.
Yeah, see that? Knew that was a while ago. Sounds like a bracelet maker's video, but it was not. Do not go looking at colors and think that you're going to find inspiration for your works because you won't. It's not. That's not what it is. Nope. That sounds like old people. Folks. Is that a. Don't tell me that there's a gang called Folks. That would be weird. No. Football clubs, that's religion. A flying raspberry. I absolutely love that saying. That is awesome. But mind you, I mean, that would be like getting the colors wrong if you're trying to do a Harry Potter thing. Like there's going to be a fan somewhere, but like, that's my team, my whatever fandom thing and lose their mind over that. So I mean, that's a thing. It's going to happen. I can see it. Yeah. Old Chapford in Blue. Uh, I got that one. My
I
my
chose a club you would know, honey.
my my single little brain cell that's on spa is over there being tickled. Uh, all right, guys, it's getting to be almost that time. Probably finish up this little row here. While I'm doing that, I do want to thank my Patreon supporters who make all this stuff possible. I've said it 100 times or more that I couldn't do it without their help, and that's absolute truth. So thank you guys so much for all that. And yeah, I plan to be able to actually get this thing finished up next week. So that's something to look forward to. We'll actually have Mandy do the little knots on the bottom thing like she did last time. So yeah, that's kind of fun. And the office will be kind of back to normal. We'll do some cleaning, get these cobwebs out of here, and you know, have do get.
Rehome the spiders.
Yes, we will rehome the spider, sweetheart. So yep. And yeah, thanks for hanging out for so long, guys. It's been awesome. And as always, don't get your strings in a bunch. Peel the hat off me. Oh my God.